Hi everyone, welcome back to one of my videos. This is Selena. I hope you're well. So today I wanted to bring to you a gorgeous project that I made. It's a little scarf and I use it myself to tie around my hair, like around my ponytail or around like a headband. Again, the free pattern is downloadable on my blog selenaveronique.com. It's a really easy project. It's very beginner friendly, so I hope you enjoy it. So to make it, I used Sirdar Cotton DK. So I will be linking everything in the description box, and again, all the photographs will be on my blog, so just head there. So this is a cotton yarn, 100% cotton. It's DK, which is a light 3 yarn in American terms. And you see I didn't even use, I probably used a quarter or maybe a third of this skein. I used a 4mm crochet hook. You will be needing a stitch marker and a tapestry needle for your loose ends, as well as a pair of scissors. And without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into the tutorial. So for the purpose of this video, I will be talking in US terms, and I also will be using a sample to begin this project. So to begin, you will be making a slip knot, so just go ahead and make a slip knot. Pop your hook through that slip knot, and you are going to be chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you've chained 4, you are going to be placing a half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So just count 1, 2, and then 3, and place a half double crochet into that. So just go ahead and pop your hook through that. Pull your yarn through. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Pull your yarn through all 3 loops. And this is your first half double crochet. And the first chain 2 right here count as a half double crochet 2, sorry. And what we're going to do now is place another half double crochet into the 3rd and last chain. So just go ahead and place another half double crochet into this. And this is our first row. We're going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and you are going to be placing a half double crochet into that same stitch. So basically this would usually count as our first half double crochet, so we would directly go into the 2nd stitch here and skip that one because this counts as the stitch linked to this first one. However, for this project we are going to be placing another half double crochet into that same first stitch. So just go ahead and place a half double crochet into that. And what we're going to do is we are going to be placing our stitch marker into this side. So this is just to remind us on which side our project is going to get bigger, because basically the project is going to get wider but just on one side to create this this slope right here. So the stitch marker is just to remind us on which side to put our extra half double crochets. And what we're going to do now is place a half double crochet into the next stitch and into the next stitch, and the next stitch is here, and that is the chain 2 from the previous row. So just go ahead and place a half double crochet into that chain 2, and this is and this is our second row. So for row 3, so don't forget to head over to my blog and download the free pattern because the written instructions are there. So for row 3, you are going to chain 2, turn your work, and this counts as our first half double crochet. So we're just going to go right into the second stitch and place another half double crochet there. And we're going to go into the next stitch and place a half double crochet there. And we're going to go into the last stitch, and this last stitch, I just want to point out this is the chain 2 from the previous row, which is why it looks a bit different, and we are going to be placing 2 half double crochets in that stitch. Because this is the side we are going to be placing more double crochets into. So just go ahead and place 2 half double crochets together. So 1 and 2. And this is what it should look like. So for row 4, we are going to chain 2, turn our work. And again, this counts as a half double crochet. We are going to be placing another half double crochet inside that first stitch. So just go ahead and place a half double crochet into that. Because as we can see, it's the side into which we are placing half double crochets more. So now that we've done that, we're going to go into the next stitch and place another half double crochet into that. And then just go into the next stitch and place a half double crochet into that stitch. And then into the next stitch, a half double crochet. And then we are going to be placing a half double crochet into the chain 2 from the previous row, because obviously that counts as a stitch. And this is row 4 completed. So it's very basic, it's very easy, it's very repetitive. So I am going to show you row 5, and row 5 is just a repeat of row 3. So 1, 2, this counts as our first double crochet into this stitch. So we're just going to go into the second stitch like so and place a half double crochet into that. And then we're just going to place another half double crochet into the next stitch and another half double crochet into the next stitch and into the next stitch and into the next stitch. And so that was the chain 2 from the previous row, and because this is the side that we are going to be placing 2 half double crochets together every time we're at that side, we are going to place another half double crochet in that same stitch. There we go, and this is what it's going to look like. So for the next row, chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and this is going to be row 6. Again, because we're on this side, we are going to place another half double crochet into this stitch, like so, and then into every half double crochets from the previous row, we are going to be placing a half double crochet, and don't forget the chain 2 from the beginning, and this is what it should look like. So I'm just going to let you carry on this pattern until you reach row 9. So we have just completed row 6. So basically you just need 3 extra rows, and basically it's very easy. Every time you reach this side, you place 2 double crochets together in that stitch on that side, and so just add another 3 rows So there we go, I've just finished row 9 and this is what it looks like, and for row 10 it's now going to be very easy and repetitive. So basically for row 10 we are just going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and we are just going to be placing a half double crochet into the second stitch, so this counts as our first stitch. So we're just going to go into the second one and place a half double crochet into that, and then into the next stitch we're going to place a half double crochet, so just place a half double crochet into that and into the next stitch and into the next stitch until the end of the row. So there we go, I've almost finished row 10. So I am just going to show you to not forget to pop a half double crochet in that chain 2 from the previous row. So just go ahead and pop a half double crochet into that. And now just chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work. And you are just going to be repeating row 10. So it's very easy. Again, this counts as your first half double crochet with this stitch. So just go into the second stitch and pop a half double crochet into that and into your third stitch and into the next stitch. So just go ahead and pop your half double crochets until the end of the row, and don't forget to pop a half double crochet into the chain 2 from the previous row, and you are going to be repeating this row until row 108. So count your rows until you reach 108. And then, so this is going to be a straight rows for 108, and then I'll meet you back to show you how to finish off your scarf. So that's the decrease rows. So I'm just going to show you how to finish off your scarf. So you should have 108 rows. So for row 109 you are going to chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and this counts as our first half double crochet, and you are going to be going directly into the second stitch with a half double crochet and pop a half double crochet into that and into the next and into the next stitch and the next stitch and all the way along until you reach the last half double crochet from the previous row. There we go. So I'm just going to pop a half double crochet there, and this chain 2 from the previous row counts as a half double crochet, but we are going to be leaving it unworked, so don't place a half double crochet into this, just leave it unworked. So for the next row we are just going to chain 1, turn our work, and basically we are just going to be placing a half double crochet into the second stitch. So this is the first stitch, we're just going to skip that, and we're just going to place a half double crochet into the second stitch. So just go into the second stitch and place a half double crochet into that, and then just place a half double crochet into each and every half double crochets from the previous row until the end of this row, and don't forget your chain 2 from the previous row. There we go. So for the next row we are just going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2. This counts as a half double crochet, so we're just going to go into the second stitch and place a half double crochet into that and into the next stitch and the next stitch and the next stitch and the next stitch, and the next. And we're fast approaching our decrease row. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to place another half double crochet into this one, and then we are going to be leaving this stitch, the last one, undone, unworked, like we did previously. So just leave the last half double crochet from the previous row unworked. So now we are going to chain one, turn your work, and we are just going to be going directly into the second stitch and placing a half double crochet into that. So just go ahead and place your half double crochet into that, and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across until the end of the row. Don't forget your chain two from the previous row. There we go. We're going to chain two, 1 and 2, turn our work. This counts as a half double crochet, so we're just going to go into the second. I'm just going to quickly just place a half double crochet into each of these stitches. And place a half double crochet into this last one, and we are going to be leaving the last half double crochet from the previous row unworked as usual, because this is our decrease row. Chain one, turn our work, and again we are just going to be placing a half double crochet into the second stitch. So just go ahead, and then into every stitch along place a half double crochet, and don't forget the chain two, and place your half double crochet into that. Chain two, 1 and 2, turn your work, and this counts as a half double crochet, so we're going to go into the second stitch and into the next, and this is our decrease side. We're just going to pop another half double crochet into this, and now you can see we've almost reached the end. So we are going to leave this last stitch from the previous row unworked as always, and this is going to be our last row. So just chain one, turn your work, and you are just going to be placing a half double crochet into the second stitch, like so, and then into the next half double crochet here, like so, and then into the chain two from the previous row. And there you go, you finished your decrease row for your scarf. So you should have the exact same number of decrease rows as you had increase rows. So basically so mine is much smaller than yours will be, but if I place mine like so, we can see it's absolutely equivalent. So I hope this was clear. Just snip off your yarn. Obviously you will have a longer scarf, and pull your yarn through. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull my yarn through, create a knot, and then all you need to do is tie in your loose ends, and you will have a gorgeous scarf tie in cotton. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching.